Good evening. I, Vishwarupa Rath, welcome you all to the digital media platform of Uday India. Touch the sky with glory. With this phrase, we celebrate this year's Indian Air Force Day. Today, the IAF is completing 89 years of glorious service to the nation. 8th October 1932 and 1st April 1954. These two dates are the landmarks in the history of Indian Air Force. On 8 October 1932, the Indian Air Force came into being, and on 1st April 1954, Air Marshal Subroto Mukherjee, one of the founding members of the Air Force, took over as the first Indian Chief of Air Staff. The interim witnessed the bloodiest war in the history of mankind. For the second time, World War II, the Indian Air Force lent its support to the UK during the war. K.K. Majumdar, one of the legendary heroes of the Indian Air Force, was rated one of the 12 best pilots of Allied Air Forces. The same decade also saw the birth of an independent India, followed by the formation of Indian Air Force as we know it today. Then there was the period of turmoil. This was the time the Indian Air Force entered a new era with the acquisition of jet aircraft. The period also saw the two Indo-Pak wars, both of which were marked by the neutralization of Pakistani air efforts by the Indian Air Force. The IAF also contributed to the UN peacekeeping mission in Congo, as well as the Sino-India conflict, with a dedication and commitment. Over the next 2 decades of the Indian Air Force undertook massive upgrading of its aircraft and equipment. As part of the process, the Indian Air Force introduced over 20 new aircraft types. The same period also witnessed a number of world records set by Indian Air Force personnel. Squadron Leader Makar and Flight Lieutenant R.T.S. Chinna set a world record by bombing from their Mi-17 helicopter in Ladakh at an altitude of 5,050 meters. Squadron leader Sanjay Thapar was the first Indian to parajump over the South Pole. Exploring new vistas, Squadron leader Rakesh Sharma was the first Indian cosmonaut to venture into outer space as part of an Indo-Soviet space program. Piloting India into the new millennium, the last decade of the 20th century saw a phenomenal change in the structure of Indian Air Force, with induction of women into the Air Force for short service commissions. It was also a time when the Air Force undertook some of the most perilous operations ever undertaken. In 1999, the Indian Air Force undertook Operation Safed Sagar, the most unique air operation undertaken by any Air Force in the world. An air attack was launched and won at an unprecedented height under hostile climatic conditions against an intruding enemy. The Indian Air Force also participated in the peacekeeping mission at Somalia as a part of humanitarian operation. Now, talking about the Amrit Kaal of 75 years of independence, which witnessed the introduction of the LCH, that is, Light Combat Helicopter, designed and developed by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited into the Indian Air Force. The LCH, named Prachanda, is a beginning in making the country fully Atmanirbhar in defense production requirements. A ceremonial parade was held at the Air Force Station in Chandigarh on Saturday morning on the occasion of the 90th anniversary celebration of the Indian Air Force. Air Chief Marshal V.R. Chaudhary inspected the parade, which was followed by a march past. The Indian Air Force announced the creation of a new weapon systems branch. It will handle all its sophisticated, ground-based and air-launched weapon system. Indian Air Force Chief said the creation of this branch would result in saving of over 3,400 crore rupees. A new pattern of combat uniform for IF personnel was also launched today. This was a rejuvenation of our pride, our Indian Air Force. We hope you like our today's effort to give you a very short tour of the vibrant journey of the Indian Air Force that it has traveled yet. Stay tuned for latest updates and don't forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you.